What's up, everybody? Brett here, and I'm back today playing some more Total War Warhammer 2. This is going to be a pretty fun replay. Once again, it's on very small funds, and the map is Barrier Idols. It's going to be me and my ally L playing as Bretonia. I've got Beastmen, of course, and our opponents are going to be my friend Triari playing as his favorite High Elves, and our other opponent, I think his name is Fix Pricks, going to be playing as Midland. And this is going to be awesome. It's kind of a thematic matchup when you consider that here we have the Beast Lord himself, Khazrak One Eye. We've got his minotaurs backing him up. We've got a Gorebull here. Let's see if we can get a good look at this boy. Check him out. Fierce. Look how he dwarfs Khazrak. If you look at Khazrak on the map, like next to Bestigors, he's huge. But next to a Gorebull, he's like a child. So we've got a nice front line here of meat shields, men at arms. Just going to be giving a cool front line to mix in and amongst my minotaurs. These are the standard minotaurs. They're going to be able to tear into Empire State troops for sure. And then I've got one group of Chaos Warhounds with poison. I'm trying to use them to bait out mortar shots and just keep them safe in general until they get to a point in this battle where they can be extremely useful. My ally here is going to get wrecked. Triari is kind of a master of the aerial duel. And unfortunately, this 2,000 gold investment from my ally is going to get smashed. It's getting buffs from... That was actually a pretty good play. King Lewin Lancor did like a drive-by while that Tempest was going on and gave them magic resistance. Now, they have armor piercing, the Royal Hippogriff Knights do, but they don't have anti-large. That's always something I felt like they should have, since all of the other Grail Knights do. That would make them much better duelists against these types of monsters, but they're getting torn up. Alario has tons of self-healing. That Tempest was able to lock them down and deal damage. And then this Moon Dragon here, you know, if he even were to get low, he would have regrowth in his pocket with which to heal it. So Lewin Lancor is doing a bit of a drive-by here on his horse. And he's going to get into the back line, kind of shut down these crossbowmen, try and shut down this mortar. And he's going to do a pretty good job. And I'm going to be able to get my Minotaurs in here up and around pretty much uncontested. I was a bit worried because Khazrak is fast for an infantry model at 48 speed, but compared to Minotaurs, he's relatively slow. And since these are swordsmen, they just look like Smurfs from when you're really up high. But yeah, they have no charge defense. The Minotaurs are going to get in and smash them. And then we're going to go around with the other ones and try and shut down the back lines. No, actually, I forgot about these guys, these Empire Knights. Yeah, they didn't want any of this. Once the Minotaurs are able to put their heads down and start charging, they can actually catch up to much faster units. So we're already in there. We're already doing work. We're engaging the Noble with our Gorebull. The Noble's kind of acting as a decent anchor to help hold down this front line here. Halberdiers in the front, surrounding King Lewin, but he's got his missile resistance, his magic resistance. Not really going to help him here. Boris Toddbringer does not have his regen. Interesting. I was wondering why I was able to be so effective against him in this battle. And lines have met. Swordsmen are going to beat down standard men-at-arms. The Hippogriff Knights are pretty much gone. I mean, there's only 3 models left. And now Alario and this Moon Dragon can sit high in the air and pick their targets. My Gorebull, we're trying to shut down the mortar. Mostly I thought I had put him to attacking the Noble. And that breath attack was pretty devastating versus men-at-arms, but my Minotaurs are still intact. And we have chased down and killed several of these Empire Knights with my Minotaurs, but we're not going to over-chase. They are faster than me. Watch out for these Chaos Warhounds, guys. They're going to get huge value throughout the course of this battle. And another Tempest from Triari is just going to completely shut down the Royal Hippogriff Knights. They're gone. King Lewin gets dunked by a combination of Alario, Boris Toddbringer, and the Moon Dragon, taking them out all at once. Now these crossbowmen are pretty much uncontested, but it's seeing that I'm going to get right in there with the Chaos Warhounds. And Alario is not going to stick around to help. Excellent Star of Avalorn is going to buff these guys, giving them some really sick healing. And I find myself in a really difficult position. Sure, I can pick off this Noble. You know, I could probably pick off Boris with Khazrak. But that's about it. Other than that, I'm fighting in and amongst halberds. I have no infantry support because Bretonia has been pretty much crushed. It would be nice if I had, you know, a couple hundred of these dudes mixed in and amongst me. That way my Minotaurs wouldn't be taking full damage. Now, Halberdiers have armor piercing. They have anti-large, charge defense against all. They do very good offensively versus Minotaurs, but that doesn't stop the Minotaurs from absolutely destroying them. Every time they swing, I would expect to see a Halberdier die. And this dragon is going to be quite the force as well. We still have 12 out of 16 models here. But with as much healing as is on the field, it's starting to feel a little bit hopeless. And I get a decent surround on Alariel, but she's no slouch with 390 weapon strength. She can probably fight her way out of this, considering those minotaurs are completely unsupported. The Chaos Warhounds are going to go over here, apply that poison, trying to help these men-at-arms win a battle, perhaps break these swordsmen. They're up to almost 160 kills right now. Gorebull's in great shape. Khazrak's in good shape. He's beating the heck out of Boris. In the lore, they have a bit of a feud. They're each missing one eye from their past engagements with one another. Look how tiny he is compared to the Minotaurs. That's crazy. Boris is actually like bigger than him. That's nuts. Gorebull is trying desperately to take down this noble. The noble was at about half health at a certain point in this battle, but just the sheer healing from Alariel is probably going to be too much to overcome. Without help from Lewin or those Hippogriff Knights, I've basically been almost solo this entire battle. I think my ally got more value from his men-at-arms than unfortunately from his lord or from those Hippogriffs. For the cost of those Hippogriffs, I mean, we could have had a couple groups of knights, you know, and for the cost of Lewin with all those buffs, you could take the Fey Enchantress with heals and have a mage character as well who does like a draining effect. Probably would be my biggest criticism of my opponent's build. Super fun to use the Hippogriff Knights, and you can use them, but if you're going to take an expensive unit like that, you would better have some healing to back it up. So the Empire Knights are finally returning from their exile, and I'm going to stop their charge with my Warhounds, and then cycle them out. They actually were broken on the charge. Oh no. I might have been trying to catch Boris Todbringer and rout him, but at this point it's too little too late. Despite the fact that I had a lot of healthy units and, you know, I was doing well, this is a 2v2. You know, your opponents have to work well together just like you have to as well. Let's go ahead and look at how the score screen breaks out. So, I mean, of course, these are pretty big numbers. A lot of these are state troops. But to get almost 200 kills on the Warhounds, I was microing them pretty effectively for most of the game. Meanwhile, trying to use my Gorebull's superior strength to beat down the noble. Healing, unfortunately, kept him in the battle. Khazrak won his very flavorful duel against Boris, who only got 1 kill. And all of these kills are probably just on my allies' men-at-arms. But yeah, guys, 0 kills on a Hippogriff Knights. They could have been extremely effective depending on what would have been on the battlefield, but I think if you're going to take this big of an investment, you have to have heals. It's pretty much the bottom line. And the Fey Enchantress is great in this mode. Her magic resistance is huge. She's incredibly fast on Silveron, her unicorn mount, and she has healing. Healing in that blob at the end would have been excellent for us, just as it was for Alariel. Using her Star of Avalorn, I'm sure she had tons of Winds of Magic remaining as well. But also, going in that deep with King Lewin Linkor before my forces had really even arrived was a mistake. And once Triari was free, you know, to dominate the air with the Moon Dragon, Lewin wasn't really safe anymore. And we honestly could have used his buffs, his AoE buffs in that pocket, buffing my Minotaurs, buffing my Gorebull. If he'd have stayed close to me, we might have been able to protect each other. But that was not the case. So this is definitely a team game. Whenever you play 2v2s, 3v3s, that sort of thing, you've got to work together, and you've got to consider sometimes the big picture. But we were just having fun. This wasn't a super competitive build or anything, and neither was mine, for that matter. I just thought I had a lot of tools, but no caster. I think if you're doing small funds, the optimal lord to go with is definitely going to be Morgr with his Chaos Spawn summon. Or, I mean, even Malagar's not bad. He's got pretty good AoE debuffs as well as Cygor summons, which could be extremely valuable. Even post-patch, now that those types of things degenerate instead of... actually, they time out instead of degenerating. So you get a little bit less value, but over the course of a long battle, even a small funds battle, multiple Cygor summons is extremely valuable. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this replay. Once again, my name is Brett. My channel is Goodtalk Gaming. If you'd like to catch me on Discord, I have a link in the description down below. Please consider joining. It's a pretty cool place. Triari is the one who helped put it all together. And yeah, come make some friends and have some fun. But anyway, y'all, thank you so much for watching. As always, I will see you in the next one. Take care.